time to get geeked up.
All right, and I guess with that then, we're going to bring up another guest previously on the show, but a big welcome back to Marni Stone.
Marni!
Hello!
What's up, buddy?
Hi, friends.
Now, how you been? Last time you were here, you were a New York resident. Now you're on the other side of the coast, right?
Yeah, she's had a much sunnier quarantine in Los Angeles, right?
That's right.
Yeah, well, after I left New York, I actually went back to school. I got my master's in upstate New York. And then I moved back home out to LA. So that's where I am right now for quarantine. Yay!
Very nice.
Better than Buffalo, I'd say. Better than a snowy March in Buffalo. Got coronavirus and 6 feet of snow outside. It's like...
Yeah.
Definitely.
Feel bad for my parents. But they're fine.
Yeah. They're Buffalo natives. They love it out there. You know, it's what they...
So when we were on our episode, we were playing the frontman swap game, if you remember. We were taking, like, different frontmen, if I remember correctly, too, it's been a while, frontmen from the other bands and putting them in different bands and giving them a name.
Yes, frontman swap.
Okay, yeah. I remember that.
So kind of is what I'm saying, you're kind of our musical expert here. What are your thoughts now with everything being shut down and all these concerts and everything being, closed? You can't do any live shows. What are your thoughts on some of these? We've talked about it on the podcast ourselves, but these drive-in concerts where people are driving up to, like, stages in their cars, from what I imagine is what it is. And it's like...
I have no idea about that. What I've been watching, the composer Jason Robert Brown just did a virtual concert of, like, all of his, he's done a few musicals, and so had a bunch of people and music from their homes do
nice.
His catalog, which was really beautiful.
Yeah, we've definitely been enjoying lots of those Zoom webcasts and Zoom harmonies and, like, virtual concert experiences and all.
Yeah, and I know that, like, Andrew Lloyd Webber, a lot of his musicals are being, like, you can watch them. A lot of Broadway shows you can watch right now.
Yeah, a lot of Broadway shows are doing that. You know, like, all, like, the late night shows are doing the Zooms. Jim from The Office has his Good News Network thing going on, where he's been doing, like, a lot of the Office reunion for one.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
Virtual
takeover
podcast. We're doing the old Zoom room.
Yeah, dude, and, like, I was telling you earlier, like, I was about to open a show, and so now I'm like creatively, like, jittering because I have nothing to do.
Yeah, I believe it. Especially as, like, an artist, too. Yeah, like, what are you supposed to do? Now, are you guys, is the show canceled? Are you guys going to do maybe an online thing, too, or?
Oh, well, we did
Why don't you tell us a little bit about what the show was, actually, first, to catch everybody up. The listeners weren't privy to our sweet off-air convo.
Oh, that's true. Well, the show that I was in tech for was Seussical, the musical.
Nice.
Yeah, it's basically Horton Hears a Who. The music is actually really, really good. Very intricate. A lot of 4 or 5 part harmonies. Very difficult. But
very zoomable, I'd say. We can. I saw the Stones do that. All right, it can be done.
Yeah, but we actually, our musical director had all of us, she got a backing track from MTI, which is Musical Theater International, which licenses Seussical. And we all sang our parts for, like, the big opening number and just put it on the theater website. So that was kind of fun.
Cool. Where can people find that?
What?
Where can people find that? Is that out there on a...
Oh, yeah. So their Instagram and their Facebook is the Fable Theater LA.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
The Fable Theater?
Yeah.
Nice. So definitely Google that, Fable Theater Los Angeles. And check out the Instagram and Facebook posts of the Seussical the Musical opening. That sounds like a production that can definitely get reworked, though, when things get back to normal. Especially in Los Angeles, things are only going to be slowed down for so long, I'd say, you know?
The tricky part is that another theater company actually has it next month. So.
Oh, I see. So you're totally fucked. Forget what I said.
Yeah, that's okay. But no, No, I've been doing, because I'm just like such a nerdy theater kid and I miss singing and doing stuff like that. So once a month I'll do like, do you guys know the MCC theater company out there?
No, I'm not familiar with that.
So it's, they do what is called a miscast. So they'll have like Broadway people and just singers in general do this whole gala where they sing songs from shows that they would never ever be cast in.
Okay, cool.
It's
It's a
just
fun concept. It's kind of like frontman swap almost. They're ripping off our game, these fuckers.
Yeah.
But basically, I do that like once a month on my Instagram. I'll do like at-home miscasts.
Okay, nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and I just read. I read a lot of plays, but that's about it.
Well, you were telling us too when we were talking before we started recording that
You guys really should have been privy to our off-air catch-up. It was awesome. Way better than this shit.
You can't do Seussical, the musical, but you were just in, before this all COVID nonsense happened, musical that sounds absolutely bonkers to me. And you said you were in the American Psycho musical?
That's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, I mean, and the first question that obviously we asked, but like Huey Lewis, a lot of Huey Lewis songs going on, right? Like, is Huey Lewis live in the pit doing the orchestra, or?
No, so the score when the songs aren't like directly rearranged from the movie, so we have like Huey Lewis in the News. They have that song from Phil Collins, "In the Air Tonight" is in that. True.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely would be.
I like the Eminem version, but I suppose Phil Collins is cool too.
Yeah, when it's not like 40s, 80s, like top 40, 80 songs that we're rearranging, the rest of the score is like 80s synth pop.
Okay.
Crazy.
Nice.
They actually
Sounds like a very fun production, though. And then there's just some maniac on stage. Does a cat get shoved in an ATM? First question, or I guess second question. But do they recreate the infamous cat in the ATM machine? Because
it's implied because
a good theatrical interpretation of a cat.
Well, there's a whole, so instead of having the ATM, it's actually, and you can look up, like, it was on Broadway when I was in New York. It was like 2016. It was in New York. And then it closed very early. I think it was like 77 performances or something like that. But instead of an ATM, there's like projections in the back, and there's an actor who's like doing the robot. And he has these, like, those annoying glasses that you can change what they say, and it's like LED and it goes across.
Yes.
And
Gotcha.
He's like doing like his little Patrick Money. He's like, "Feed me a stray cat."
So there is a reference to the.
Now, is the cat just like an extra from like the play Cats? Is it just some asshole?
There's
Like,
no cat.
No cats were harmed. Live
not
or...
Mr. Mistopheles getting fed in this thing, right? It's
But I will say, the play is actually a lot more faithful to the novel, if you've ever read that. But
really not much of a reader, bro. But we discussed that.
Okay. That's okay, Liam. All of those scenes that you want to see from the movie are in the musical too.
Okay, nice. I'm much more of a musical person than a book person, but.
Yeah.
This is like what I've always said too. At this point, you could pretty much turn anything into a musical. I'm very much looking forward to Precious, the musical, based on Push.
They've done it with I mean, it's going to be a big summer for the musical, though, in some ways, as we've talked about on the show. But, of course, the big news that Hamilton has gotten pushed up to, like, the 4th of July Disney Plus release for, like, the theater. Yeah, it's going to be streamed for Disney Plus on July 4th. Like, they bumped it up over a year and a half, like the actual movie release version of the production. And as well, In the Heights, the actual movie is going to be like a big streaming movie this year. So there's going to be, I think, something else. There's another like musical production movie that's going down this year. So a lot of big musical news going down. So
yeah, for sure. But I guess with that, Marni, it was thanks again for coming out on here. I'm glad you're safe and doing well out in LA. You haven't said it, but it's written all over you. Thanks for the big 5 years. Congratulations.
We really appreciate it, definitely.
I know you were about to say it. So.
Congratulations!
Like we said, we appreciate it. You know.
We already.
You're welcome. Don't worry.
I have been playing Ocarina of Time for like 4 days in a row.
We're all a little loopy during this craziness.
Yes,
but
enjoy your simulator. Enjoy your video game simulator, your Legend of Zelda simulation, and your Sunshine that you're enjoying way much more than me and Devin's lives in quarantine. But
oh man, yeah,
not for real though. But maybe when all this COVID nonsense clears up, Liam and I will take the show in the road. We'll come out to LA and we'll get you on. And
you know what sucks is that I was actually supposed to be out there in May. I was doing a trip to visit Buffalo because my sister just had a baby.
Oh, congratulations! And we say congratulations.
What'd you say? I was supposed to go out to New York. I was going to do a few days out in the city, and then I got all these emails from like Southwest and JetBlue. They're like, "Nope, sorry." So.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't want to come out here right now.
Yeah. But I'm going to drag Devin out. I'm definitely planning on dragging Devin out to LA with me one of the next trips I go. And do the Laverne and Shirley style Los Angeles vacation with me and Devin hand in hand, checking out all the sites.
Yeah, I think it was Chicago.
Well, we're doing the Los Angeles version, goddammit. Yeah. We're gonna be arm in arm checking out the sites. I think it was Milwaukee, actually, wasn't it? But anyway, that's neither here nor there.
Either way, we're
yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, no, we'll make it work for sure. But Marni, thanks for coming on.
Congratulations!
Thank you, buddy. Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, thank you so much. It was great seeing you.
Yeah, you too.
All right. Thank you, Marni.
Bye, guys.
So, like we said, Marni, when this is all cleared up, hopefully me and Liam will be hand in hand dancing down the sidewalk in LA.
Potato, something, something, something,
but more of the Wayne's World, you know.